Hey interns, one of your coordinators here. And hopefully at this point we're feeling pretty comfortable with the design cycles, 4 steps and 4 phases that engineers use to design a model for a solution. Now, anytime an engineer uses this design cycle and goes through the phases, if they repeat the testing phase multiple times, they have gone through what's called iterative testing. Now, iterative testing is when engineers go about creating tests and then they go through the design cycle and they analyze, they plan again, they make adjustments to their overall model or design, and then they test it again. And when we look at what iterative testing is in its simplest definition and in simplest form, it's when we're repeating a process in a way that considers the result of a previous design. Okay, and the key here is considering the results of a previous design. When we allow what has happened in the past to influence changes we make to our model or changes we made to our design, and then test it again, we've gone through iterative testing. And whether it's you test something a few times or many times, each new iterative test, if we use what's happened in the past to better our next test, we've gone through iterative testing. So if we're looking at our egg drop model, you've gone through 4 iterative tests at this point. You've tested hopefully 4 different models for your pod and seen what works and doesn't work. And here's the key, hopefully looking at what worked and didn't work and making changes, okay? If we're just changing things for the sake of changing things, then really it doesn't make a lot of sense. We try to have purpose for why we're making changes, try to understand what's happening, why it's happening, and that sort of thing. So a real life example would be if a company put out a website and they want to know and want to see if it's working well with its customers. So if you look at the top right corner, we kind of have a little model here to give us an example. So maybe they put out a first iteration of their website and they put it out for the public to see and use, and the public tests it out and they get a bunch of feedback that says, we like this, we didn't like this worked well, this didn't work well. And they go back and they change it up and they create another iteration or another version of the model. And then they get tested again to see, again, does the people who are using it like it? Is it user-friendly? That sort of thing. And they'll keep testing it until they get the results they want, until they get something that's as user-friendly as possible, and it feels like it's the solution to their problem. So, iterative testing, considering the results of a previous design to then allow them to further test their model or their design. So, if you have any questions about iterative testing, reach out to your coordinator. Otherwise, you're now going to jump into this question about, well, what aha moments did you have as you were going through your testing that kind of drove you to make changes to your model? Do your best to be detailed and precise, and good luck.